So look, Martin, it's wonderful to see you. Thank you for agreeing to be interrogated. Here we are in sunny Suffolk, just outside Woodbridge. A little bit of background. I've known Martin now for about 11 years. Yeah, believe it or not. And we met around about the time that you just launched the world's first paper bottle, which back then was called the Greenbottle, and then later got rebranded and improved the Frugal Bottle as part of the Frugalpac stable of products. So look, you're very welcome. You know the drill. I've got a few questions I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
So let's crack on, shall we?
Shall we?
Is there anything you wanted to sort of say before we start?
No.
Okay, fine.
Why don't we start?
Well, I'd like to start with a bit of your background.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about where did you school? Where were you born?
Clitheroe in Lancashire.
Clitheroe?
Clitheroe.
I went to school in Clitheroe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to school in Blackburn.
Did you?
St Mary's College in Blackburn.
Okay.
It was a Catholic school on top of the hill. And we looked down from the hill, and everybody below us was below us. They were all non-Catholics.
Okay.
So we're Catholics, everybody else was non-Catholic.
And this was a co-ed school, was it?
No, single sex. It was a
Boys' school.
grammar school, a rough school.
So you're obviously bright.
So that's why I developed a sense of humour.
Yeah.
Because it kept me safe. It'd be funny. Otherwise you just get your head kicked in.
Yes.
Seriously.
No, well. So you schooled in Clitheroe, and then what? You went on to uni or?
I went to
college?
Liverpool University
Mhm.
to study chemistry. I didn't like it. So after 2 years I gave up. And then I'd what they call Mac jobs now. So I worked at Ford, at Dagenham.
Did you?
Yeah. And I worked on making carpets. And I worked on petrol pumps.
Okay.
And then I got my yachts masters. And I worked as a professional yacht captain in the Med.
Well, that sounds like a jolly.
Yeah, it was. It's hard work.
And then you ended up, you did a...
So then I went to Newcastle University when I was 25
Okay.
to study naval architecture,
Right.
which is first 2 years of engineering and the last year's naval architecture. Then I gave up. Well, got a good degree, and then I couldn't get a job, so I carried on in the department with the view to getting an MSc. I didn't like it so much, so I gave all that up and became an accountant.
Yeah.
At age 30. I applied for loads of jobs, loads of training contracts. They all said, in London, they all said I was too late. Except one, gave me a job.
And that was?
1987.
Working for?
A small firm.
Right.
Called Daesh and Flintstone, I think. Anyway. Oh, Daesh and Dubois.
Daesh Dubois.
So Martin Dubois was a partner, a small firm, and his nephew was Ed Dubois, the yacht designer.
Okay.
So we talked about yachts the whole time. We did talk about, went afterwards, he gave me the job.
Okay.
So I then was very worried about, I had to do a graduation conversion course. I was very worried about passing it. So I studied hard, and I was the first in economics. I was the first in the whole country There were 2,000 or 3,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about economics, I still don't. So then I changed up. And eventually I worked for Andersen's. So I worked for Andersen's for, I think, 3 years.
Mm.
And then I decided, no, I'll cut out for that.
Was it too corporate?
Yeah, time sheets and that.
Right.
And so I went on my own in...
Then you went to work for a biotech company, didn't you?
yeah, I did all sorts of things.
Mm.
93.
Okay. And then the first invention, what was that?
When I left Andersen's, I had a list of 80 inventions.
What? Okay. Blimey. Didn't know that.
The first one, I got to go into it, was a duck, a plastic duck, to go in the bath.
Yeah.
And it had a string on it, and a sucker.
Yeah.
So you put the sucker on the bottom, and when the string went taut, when the bath was full, the duck went whack, 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 whack.
That sounds like a really good idea.
It is. You can't overflow the bath. Can you?
Yeah. Interesting.
So I think number 23 was a biotech, and number 15 was a washing machine.
So what was that special about the washing machine?
So the washing machine was the same as a normal washing machine, it worked the same, but the drum was angled.
Okay.
And there was a basket came with the machine, and they put the clothes in the basket on the ground, put the basket in the machine,
Nice.
shut the door, and worked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I licensed it to a company in China. They haven't done very much with it. I might revisit it.
Sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, see.
And where did the paper bottle idea come from?
So, where did that go? Oh, I met a guy in the pub in Woodbridge, and he ran the tip.
Okay.
And I said, "What's your biggest problem?" I always asked that. He said, "Plastic bottles like that." Oh. Yeah. Plastic bottles.
Bring on prop.
Plastic bottles. That's a bit. Now they recycle them, but back then they didn't. So I thought, they can in paper. So I made a paper bottle, and with a bag inside it.
A bag in bottle.
A bag in bottle.
We've had a bag in box. Why not a bag in a bottle?
So that's how it started.
And you obviously put a patent on that.
Yeah.
And it's now selling all over the world.
Yeah.
I see wine,
So
spirits.
it's the wine. It's the wine. I think wine is better than milk. Milk is very hard to. These are very cheap.
So you started Frugalpac.
Yeah.
I remember driving down the motorway with you trying to come up with company names, and one of them that was suggested was Tractors Turning or something.
We went to. Where did we go? To Wales, didn't it?
I think we did.
Yeah. On the way back, we couldn't think of them. GP was in the back, he was tapping on. Now, let's take it. So I said, the next sign we say, that's the company name.
Yeah.
And the next sign we saw was Tractors Turning. I think it was a great name. With a sign as tractor. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
But Frugalpac's a great name. And you founded that business in 2011, I think.
Mm.
And then sold your equity 2017, 18?
Something like that.
Yeah. So what have you been doing since then?
Well, making boats and painting and inventing more stuff.
Yes. So we'll get on to that. So, all So before we get into the inventing and stuff, what is, in your life, who has had the biggest
I saw that question. I think the answer is my ex's brother.
Okay.
So in late 90s, he got esophageal cancer. He was a young guy. He was 37, 36. And the operators, but it's too late. He'd gone into his limbs. So they took it, but he suffered it. And after 9 months, he died. Before he died, he said, I'd lived life too carefully. This is a list. He legal bills. This is a list of things I'm going to do. And he died, unfortunately, of cancer. And I said to Helen, I've got a list as well. She said, what's on your list? I said, start the boat, start the washing machine, start a family. And within 1 month of the altering.
Wow. Okay, it just goes to show you put your mind to something.
Well, that was it.
So what is it that's driving you? I know that climate change and waste generally bother you.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, climate change because the world's getting hotter. So January was the hottest January ever in the world. And I don't like to see waste, be it plastic waste or any waste.
Where does that come from? Is that from your parents or your grandparents? Or?
No, my parents were, my father was a vet. My mother was a biology teacher. My elder sister was a medic consultant, and she's now retired. She married another medic. My elder brother is a vet, and he married a veterinary practice manager. My younger brother's a vet. He married a vet, and my niece is a vet.
Okay.
So
science-based.
So I design machines.
Yeah.
So when I go, I'm not going, but if I went for counselling, I lie on the bench and they say, tell me about your father. I tell them all. And they say, it might take more than one session. I don't know why. So all I do is I look at things. So I went to Taiwan, TPM, Taiwan. I flew all the way there, and they were doing some work for me. So I looked at the machine.
Yeah.
And the guy said, this is a machine. So I'll look at it for an hour. I got all the way. He went out to the machine there. And I passed his chair, sat on the machine, watched the machine. Bit boring. And then I realised they weren't closing, the operator wasn't closing the tool. I said, well, why don't you close the tool immediately? He said, paper tears. So you make the tray like this, and the steep sided, it dries a bit, and then they close the tool.
Right.
He said, look, so shut the tool, and the paper tears. Right. So I thought, I've got the solution to that. I know how to do it.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
So I just
You observe.
I just sit and talk to people.
Yeah. And listen.
And listen.
Yeah.
So the bottle was because I listened to the bloke in the pub. I thought, I don't invent really. I just listen. I have my ideas.
So, who inspires you in terms of other inventors out there? Who would you like to emulate?
Well, lots of things. The inventions are all luck. So the guy who invented stainless steel wanted to make the steel stronger. So he had a crow. It actually weakens the steel. So he threw it away. It's now called stainless steel. He threw it out. In Germany, he threw it out, so went on holiday. He came back off holiday, and he thought, oh, that's interesting. That hasn't rusted.
And that's how it became stainless steel.
So Marie Curie famously went on holiday, didn't clean her dishes, her petri dishes, went on holiday, came back, and they're all blue. Instead of cleaning them, she looked at the blue. And it was penicillin.
Interesting. So I'm just going to turn my watch off and it doesn't make any noise. Wow. I mean, I read an interview that you did with the grocer, and it said that you admired Thomas Edison.
Yeah, Edison.
You'd like to spend time with him.
Yeah.
Why him in particular?
Well, Edison Labs, lots of people working from.
Yeah, like Tesla.
Yeah. So he invented, or his labs invented, the light bulb.
Yeah.
But he didn't invent the light bulb. He invented the way to make the light bulb cheap.
Yeah.
Phonograph, record player, cine camera, and the cement kiln.
Oh, right.
If there's four things.
Very important.
Four things you're going to invent.
Yeah. Clever guy.
Mm.
So, let's talk about what's next. What have you got up your sleeve, Martin? What are the next inventions that we can look forward to?
Shall we start with climate change?
Go on. Go for it.
So, the problem, you either believe in climate change or you don't. I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a man-made phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is a chimney.
Yeah.
And for anything. And the smoke goes up the
Let's just show it to the camera.
Sorry.
So.
The smoke goes up the chimney.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. And in the chimney. And we inject rock in the top. It's called basalt rock. And the basalt rock is quite small, like this. This is not basalt rock, but about this size.
Mm-hmm.
And the basalt rock is high in calcium oxide or manganese oxide. And it reacts instantly with the stone, with the carbon dioxide in the chimney to make calcium carbonate.
No, chalk.
Sure, limestone.
Limestone.
And then you take the rock out the bottom and use it for landfill, for roads or whatever.
Yeah.
So you only process the rock. That absorbs the CO2.
So basically it's a chimney liner.
Yeah, it's just it's not a line chimney, just drill 2 holes.
Job done.
Now the basalt rock is found in
Move on the globe.
there, all around there.
Where's that? That's
Indonesia, China, Japan.
Okay.
So I've been to somewhere, repeated somewhere here, and the sand on the beach is black.
Yeah.
That's basalt rock.
Right.
So all you have to do is scoop up the sand, put it on a conveyor, put it in the chimney. So this plate and this plate, tectonic plates, collided. This is how the Ice Age, the last age, Ice Age started. So the plates came like this, and they came up, they crashed together, there are volcanoes. The volcano, 90% of the rock at a volcano is basalt rock.
Yeah.
So the 4 million square miles, lots of rock, basalt rock. And the air came down and reacted with the rock over 12,000 years. And the temperature of the earth went down 8.6 degrees.
Yeah.
It was very cold, so then it started to snow, covered the rock, and the temperature went back up. So it's not a new idea.
No, it's just how you commercialise it.
Yeah. So this, I won't have any patents or anything on this.
All right. Open source.
It's free.
Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so tell me about chickens. There's a segue to chickens.
Chickens.
Why
not eggs?
All right, let's talk about eggs. Go get your eggs.
I've got an egg.
Okay.
There we are.
That's a chicken egg.
Yeah.
So
So
you used to keep chickens when you were a kid?
my mother, her brother, my uncle, had a chicken farm, and he made eggs. And he gave the eggs to my mother, but there were lots of eggs, loads of eggs, and she couldn't use all the eggs immediately, and they were going to go off. So she put the eggs in a dustbin full of oil,
Vegetable oil.
vegetable, and the eggs, because the oxygen didn't go through this shell, the eggs lasted all winter. So my idea is to coat the eggs. They're not coated at the minute. So coat the eggs with the varnish, human consumption varnish.
Great. Yeah.
Then it makes the shell harder. They don't break as much. So 20% of eggs are lost between the chicken and the checker. And then after the checker, you do home delivery. You lose another God knows how many. So we coat the eggs. We made a new box for the eggs.
Which I'll show separately because I haven't got it. I didn't bring it today, which is very annoying. But you come up with a very
Corrugated
box.
box, and then you can send it out, the eggs out home delivery.
An all automated robot machine.
Yeah, so I'll make the machine here in the garage.
Yeah.
First machine.
And what stage you're at? What's it called, first of all?
The egg box.
That must have taken you a long time to come up with that.
No. I couldn't think of a name.
And have you shown it to anybody?
Well, you showed it to a few people.
Yes, that's true.
So we're working together on this.
We are, indeed.
So Thomas Strobel in the what we call Europe,
yes,
has shown the egg box to a Swedish company, a German company, a French company.
Very good.
So you can lead the presentation. He's converted the presentation into Belgian or
German or whatnot. Yeah, French. Very good. Well, that's exciting. Right, on to something else. So what do you think it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, which is what you are? I know you say you're not an inventor, but you are an inventor. And you're an entrepreneur. What does it take, do you think, to be a successful entrepreneur?
patience.
And a good sense of humour.
We're bound to do things wrong. It's bound to go wrong.
Yeah.
And the question is, do you keep going? So I keep going. So you saw my boat out there.
Mm. It's also about adapting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Changing the strategy as you go.
That's good.
And being adaptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, you just sort of talk to people.
Talk to people and self-belief. Yeah. And working jolly hard at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no substitute for hard work, that's for sure.
So Edison said it's 1% perspiration, 99%. 1% invention, 99% perspiration.
Now, people might think that you've been on that amber nectar last night, so I should just say that you had a stroke.
I had a TIA.
TIA, yeah. What do they call it? A minor stroke.
So my stamina has come back.
Yeah. Yes, which cannot be easy, that's for sure.
Well,
but I thought I'd just put that in so people don't think that you've been on the booze.
So I've got to look away. I don't stammer.
So, if you were able to have a chat with your younger self, what would your advice be?
I don't know. I've no idea. Just keep going, I think.
Keep going. Keep trying and don't give up. Okay. Tell us something extraordinary about you.
Oh.
What do people not know that
Well, I'm colourblind.
you're colourblind,
Yeah.
are you? And yet you love art.
Well, I can see those colours.
You can see the
I
colour
can't-
variation.
I can't play snooker because the red and the
I
brown
didn't know that.
and the
That is interesting.
so very interesting. My sister is also colourblind. That's very unusual.
So how does that work when you're sailing? And you can't see necessarily certain coloured flags.
Oh, the boys were red and grey. I can't
Oh, so
see.
you can see the
No,
contrast.
no, I can't see.
Oh,
The red boys are square and the green boys are conical.
oh, that's handy.
And traffic lights. The first two.
So,
First two lights is the same to me.
no, I never knew that about you.
There we are.
Oh, I'll be damned. Colourblind. But no. So what do you've got how many children?
3.
3. What do they think about what you're doing and do they support you?
I don't tell them too much.
No.
My son Sam, the eldest, started me on climate change.
Did he?
Yeah. So we were on the boat, and he said, "Your generation has screwed my generation." And I said, "How come?" He said, "Pensions, houses, salaries. Oh, can't this climate change." I said something about climate change. So I thought, I can't change how much carbon people are using. All I can do is capture the carbon. I'm an engineer. I'll make a carbon capture machine.
Yeah.
So I felt better.
Which can work at small scale or large scale.
Yeah.
So it could go into somebody's home or it could go to a power station.
I think power station, really.
Right. So if there's anybody listening to this from an energy company.
Anybody.
Okay. Interesting. Do you have any regrets?
I regret I didn't start earlier.
Right.
If I'd started inventing Oh, it was inventing, but it did have a companies. It was about 40.
Right.
So I should have started 20 years on.
Yeah. And then your list of inventions would have been even longer. Wouldn't it, eh? What are your hopes for the future?
I hope the world slows down the emissions of carbon. Because keep going the same way, by 2050 there will be 10 million people on the earth and 10% of them have got to move.
Yeah, that's pretty sobering.
So in Tahiti, the sea has risen a foot since prehistoric times.
Yeah. Do you think we'll reverse it?
We won't reverse it, we'll slow it down. I think.
Yes, okay. So, my last question is what book or movie or both has inspired you or changed your life?
So I'm reading at the moment.
Where's it gone?
Where's it going? Oh, sorry.
It's over there, it's buried.
At the moment, I've read it before. It's Leo Tolstoy's short stories.
Okay. And what is it about that book that so inspires you?
So I read this story before. I've also read War and Peace.
Yeah.
That's a big book. That's very good. It takes about 100 pages to get it going.
Right.
You think?
So you'd recommend Tolstoy's The Greatest Short Stories book, would you?
Yeah, well, I like it.
Right.
I like this story. It's called How Much Land Does a Man Need?
You've got to read it, haven't you?
I'm going to praise it.
Basically praising it.
Yeah.
All you need is...
It's regarded by James Joyce as the greatest story that the literature of the world knows.
Okay.
Alright?
And the punchline is?
Just wait. So there's a peasant in Russia and he has a bit of land and he hears that the land is cheaper
Further it goes out.
east.
East. Yeah.
So he sells his land in the west and goes east, buy more land. Then he finds out that the land even further east is free. So he goes further east. He sees the village elders and they put a cap on the ground. They climb the hill and put a cap on the ground. And then he's got to touch the cap. He's called Pohan. Because then any way he can run around in a day, it's his. The land is his. But he got to touch the cap at sundown.
Right.
So he's running and walking miles in the day.
Yeah.
And he gets to the hillock and he thinks the sun's gone down. But he realised that at the top of the hillock, the sun hasn't gone down.
Yeah.
So he took a long breath and ran up the hillock. He was still lying there. He reached the top and saw the cap. Before it, the chief laughed and held his sides. Again, Pohan remembered his dream and uttered a cry. His legs gave way beneath him. He fell forward and reached the cap with his hands. "Ah, what a fine fellow!" exclaimed the chief. "He has gained much land." Pohan's servant came running up and tried to raise him, but he saw that blood was flowing from his mouth poem was dead. The elders clipped their tongues to show their pity. His servant picked up the spade and dug a grave long enough for Poem to lie and buried him in it. 6 feet from his head to his heels was all the land he needed.
Lovely story.
It's a great story.
That's a great story. I like it. And what about a movie? You got a favourite movie? Or film, should we say?
Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay. Why?
He has some very good sort of things. Right? Mum always said a man needs a certain amount of money and the rest is showing off.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a important message for all of us, isn't it?
You only need a certain amount.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Martin,
You got too much anyway.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh.
You got 14 decanters. You told me that.
Most of those were inherited or birthday presents.
Doesn't matter.
Well, Martin, thank you for giving up some of your time.
Thank you.
You're always fascinating and great fun to be with. So thank you.
Thank you.